Hello, Jess.
Hello.
Hi. So we're here at the Wish House, one of Aird's homes here in Welland. We're on the second floor in the common area, and I'm sitting here with Jess. Jess is a past resident of the Wish House. Um, and I just want to kind of pick your brain about your experience here and how life is now.
Okay.
Um, so first off, you didn't wake up one day and say like, I'm gonna go live in a house for 3 to 6 months and leave everything and drop everything. What made you come here? What started your journey?
It was like an absolute rock bottom for me. I had recently came out of a relationship without my intention being that. It was just kind of sprung on me,
Mm.
and meaning I had to leave my home and my son. So with that happening, I kind of spiraled out of control, and within a couple months, I was homeless, and uh, I really had no other option.
And you're drinking and using.
It got me,
Yeah.
yeah, got me in that position. Um,
How many years were you drinking and using for?
I had a period of clean time
Ah.
in the middle of everything, but I started when I was 14, and when I was 21, I got clean, and then
Going to NA?
actually just going to Newport.
Oh, in Port Colborne.
Yes, yes.
That's where I went.
And then
So it was 21 days when you did Newport.
it was.
Yep.
Yes, it was.
Yep.
Yep. And then everything like fell into place. Everything was good. I became a mother for the second time.
Cool.
And then out of the blue, my youngest's father just kicked me out. So I had 7 years of clean time.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, it was just a random
Ah,
kind of.
when the explosion happened, you were still clean.
I was.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. So it happened February of last year.
Yep.
And then within 2 weeks of that happening, I was back using full force, back like it was when I had started.
Hmm.
So I used for
Because you got
about.
the efforts.
I did,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely. I used for about 3 months before I realized like
it comes back quick.
it came back so quick.
Yep.
I thought I reached my bottom the first time, and I was sadly mistaken. Um, so that's what kind of brought me into this situation. I reached out to Detox, and I had no idea about Arid or anything like that.
Uh-huh.
I just thought I was going to go back to Newport and figure it out like I did the first time.
Right. Refresh,
But
reset, do it again.
yes,
Yep.
but
So you're in detox and somebody tells you about Wish?
um, they tell me that like I can't stay in detox much longer, so I go to Safe Beds, and that's what really.
What's Safe Beds?
Safe Beds is a harm reduction shelter. It's right
In
beside.
St. Catharines?
Yes, it's
Okay.
right beside Women's Detox in St. Catharines.
Okay. So is it like Casson? Like, is it a part of Casson? Because Casson's big harm reduction.
I'm not
Totally different
100%
agency?
sure. I'm not 100%
I
sure
don't
at
know
all.
Safe Beds. I'll Google them.
Yeah, it
So
was a.
you leave detox after your 7 days?
Yep,
And they sent, and then Safe Beds is somewhere to go.
yep. Safe Beds is for like 5 days generally,
Uh-huh.
but I couldn't find a place to go. I was calling the women's shelter, and they didn't have beds, so they let me stay for 7 days.
Nice.
And on the sixth day, I got a bed here at the Wish House.
Who did you meet from the Wish House?
I spoke to Sandy,
Uh-huh.
and then Christine was the one that came and picked me up,
Cool.
and that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Cool. So, kaboom, efforts. 3 months in, you're already worse off than you were when you were 21. And just to rewind a little bit, what's the moments are you using, not using when you say I'm going to go to detox? What did you think of your kids? Was it all of it? What can you remember the moment when it's
Oh,
like I'm
I
okay?
absolutely can remember that moment. I my bottom got really really low,
Mhm.
and I started working the streets. So I had just finished up with somebody, and I had absolutely no like self worth. I was very
Ugh,
just torn to the ground.
I'm
So
sorry.
I, at that moment, I was like, I can't live this way. I
Mm.
deserve better than this. So that's basically what happened.
Yeah, I deserve better than this. Can't live like this.
Yeah,
Go do something.
you gotta do something,
And then you did. You
and I
you
did.
called. You walked there.
I called my ex. I kind of came clean to him about everything
Uh
because I
huh.
had been lying and manipulating as I would do, obviously, to
Yep.
get my way.
Yep.
So I came clean to him and said, like, look, I need your help. You need to bring me to detox.
Cool.
And he did. He
Cool.
came right at that moment.
That's often the big bridge of like, because you start, if you think about like getting driven to detox, you start thinking about the rest of your life,
Yeah.
or the because you know you're gonna have to open up to somebody, you know you're gonna have to share your story, you know
Yeah.
you're gonna have to like, and it's like, I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, so like super huge to like do that hard part and call someone you love and say, hey, can you drive me to detox? Um, cool. So do detox, do safe beds. You get a room here with Sandy and Arid at the Wish House. What was it like on day one when you came to the Wish House? What were they like here?
They were really kind and welcoming, but I was like terrified. I felt like a scared little kitten. I didn't want to talk to anybody.
Why?
I didn't want to,
Why?
because I didn't know anything like this really existed.
Uh huh.
And I wanted to get clean, but I knew it was going to be really hard. So I was just like really unsure about everything. And I was super unsure about living in a house full of girls.
Mm.
Like, but they were really, really nice. I kind of got thrown into things really quickly
Yep.
because there were some birthdays going on
Yep.
that month.
Yep.
So it was just like, do you want to help do this? You want to
Cool.
make some cupcakes?
And
You want to,
yeah,
yeah.
you're back to
So,
school.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was really welcoming, but terrifying.
So you're here, you have privacy, you have a safe place, you're getting some time under your belt, you're hitting some meetings, doing step work, learning about the life skills.
Yeah.
How long did you stay here for?
6 months.
6 months. So you made some friends while you were here.
Absolutely.
Just before we started pressing record, you clicked in a memory of a friend you made here who I'd tried playing some music with, and we did a thing, and she didn't finish her 6 or 9 months.
No.
It's not always a win.
No.
Those still hurt.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But it's real. This stuff is so real,
Mhm.
and it gets you. I'm glad it didn't get you. I was glad to see your face and be able to talk to you today. That like you see, I've always said it I'll say it at meetings all the time. Like the math of like we go into a room on Saturday night and someone collects a desire chip,
Yeah.
and and uh, and I say let's do the math. Once a week, someone gets a desire chip, and I've been going to meetings for 10 years. That's 52 weeks a year. That's 520 desire chips given out. Do you guys see 520 people in this room? And it's like the people that have grabbed onto it, and the hard part comes, and then they stay.
Yeah.
The number's so small. Yes, it hurts to think about all the other people we've lost, but like so gratifying that like you hung on and you finished your time at Wish, and now you're living your life in recovery. What is that like now that you're gone from Wish?
It looks a little different, but I'm blessed that I'm at an ash house.
Oh, cool.
So I've got still some structure. I'm still with someone else who's in the program, which is lovely, and it's really helpful.
So you have a roommate at Ash?
I
you mean?
do.
Yep.
Yes.
And they were a resident here?
They were.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And what about your friends and family and kids and stuff?
I have 2 kids.
Yep.
And
Boys?
2 boys.
Cool.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. A 7 and 11-year-old.
Uh-huh.
So
The 11-year-old has lots of questions.
that one's a little bit difficult because I don't have a good relationship with him at all.
Okay.
Situations like who he lives with, which is my mom.
Yep.
We don't have a good relationship. So as we speak, I'm trying to, I guess, make it a point in my recovery that I want to see him, that I need to see him. And that means going to court and making a whole bunch of decisions I never thought I'd make.
Hard stuff.
Yeah, super hard stuff. But thanks to like the Wish House and my current living situation, I'm able to see my youngest at least 2 times a week.
Cool.
Which is great, and he loves coming to visit, and especially when I was at the Wish House, just to see the other girls. He loved to see the other girls, and he called this place a mansion. So that was
It is
always,
big here.
It is. It's a big place, and it's beautiful.
Yep.
It's beautiful. But just thanks to all the steps on my journey, I'm able to see him, and he wants to see me. He wants to talk to me, and that's truly such a blessing.
I see men and women in this program that have lost their kids and give up. And you're not giving up.
I'm trying.
Yep. I'm positive nobody's made any promises to you, but like you trying, it's so much. It's so huge. So like awesome.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
So back to the Wish House. You come in, you spent 6 months here. What are they having you do on a normal day at Wish? What are they having you do here?
Well, they're having you first and foremost think about your recovery the most. There's not too much more that matters at the Wish House other than living clean day to day. So there's a lot of meetings. You're supposed to go to 5, but at the Wish House, I know I was going to like 8 meetings a week.
Okay.
As many
meetings here or meetings around town?
Meetings around the community.
Okay.
And then at the Wish House, we would do devotions and
what is devotions?
Like different devotional books, and like just reading devotions from those books.
I'm still not getting. I might be just being dumb right now. So like you pick a book, and then you pick out some things from the book that's been picked out before?
Yeah, or you just kind of flip through the book. There's like a lot of devotional books based on like the Bible, as well as there's lots of them that are just based on recovery in general.
Got it.
And they're small readings. Some of them are like daily readings.
Yep.
And some of them are not. Most of them are daily readings, as well as the Wish House throws their own like 12-step kind of based meeting.
Mm-hmm. Every day?
Nope, on Wednesdays.
Oh, that's the Wednesday meeting.
Yes.
And you used to invite people from around town, but right now it's just the ladies here.
Right now I'm pretty sure they're doing it on Zoom. I had to do that for a little while, but most of my time here, it was women from the community coming into the backyard. And if weather permits, it's always a lovely like group of women just using a book that I wasn't familiar with, but
the book was
the Little Red Book.
The Little Red Book.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. That's an AA book.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So 11 meetings in a week. I feel like so you're in Welland, you're in St. Catharines, you're in Port Colborne and Thorold. Those are the. And how are you getting to these meetings?
Other people in the community.
So someone's coming to pick you up.
Yes, Welland meetings. You get there yourself. You walk. Luckily, they're all in walking distance. But if I want to get out to a St. Catharines meeting, then you just kind of got to make connections in the community at other meetings and spread your wings. But
right, so people that you've met on Zoom or at a Welland meeting that you know lives in St. Catharines, you've exchanged emails or phone numbers and said like, hey, can you help the Wish get here this week? So it's always dependent on someone saying, hey, we can give you a drive.
Generally speaking, we have
always a woman.
Not always a woman.
Okay.
But there is some connections that the Wish House helps us with. Like there's 2 women in specific that would get us to the farther meetings.
Who are they?
It was Belinda.
I love Belinda.
And Wendy.
And I love Wendy.
Yes, me too.
Me
me too.
I know both of them well.
Yes. And yes,
Yeah.
Gary would definitely get us to
Cool.
other meetings as well.
Yep. There is a short list of the men that are trustable.
Yeah.
Um, it's not that most aren't trustable. It's that they've really narrowed. Like yeah. You have to be super trustable to um be involved with very, very vulnerable women here at the
Yeah.
Wish House.
Yes.
And man, some of you are vulnerable here. I've
That's
seen,
true. It's
yeah.
very true.
Like I've seen some men, for lack of a better word, pray, and it's messy really quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think
Absolutely.
the Wish House has done a really good job at keeping you safe. Christine just mentioned in another conversation that the doors are locked from the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can leave anytime you want, but we got you safe for anyone coming in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There was never a point where I felt like I was at risk at this house.
Ah, cool.
Because the Christine and Sandy are like mama bears. They are very protective. They want to know who you're talking to
Uh-huh.
because they do know the
Not a
ins.
control thing.
Not a control
Yeah.
thing, simply like something to keep you safe. It took me a while to figure that out.
Yeah.
Because I did feel like they were
Oh, I
controlling.
talked to a guy in a meeting. At
Yeah,
the
and
end of
they're
the
like,
meeting.
"Oh, well,
What's
who
his
is
name?
it?" Yep. And it's like, "Okay, well, why do you want to know?"
What's he look like?
Yeah.
The tall
Is
one?
it this?
Yeah.
No, not this one. Um,
That stops today. Yeah.
but
But he was so nice.
yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
But that's it's really something to get used to, especially
Mhm.
if you come from a family where it's just like do whatever you want. I don't care.
Mm. Mm.
It's like you're kind of intruding on
That
my
was
thing.
your own family. It used to be do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's your
And then
problem.
you come into here and they're just like, well, no, we kind of want to know who you're talking to
The
and
mama
where you're
bears.
going and that kind of stuff. And it's hard to get
That's
used to.
nice
It
though.
is. It is super nice. But if you take it the wrong way,
Controlling.
it does feel controlling. But once you realize that it's not about controlling you, it's about keeping you safe,
Mm.
everything changes really. And it did take me a while to get that.
So every year we do these interviews, and we want to talk about the walkathon and a way to fundraise money for Wish and Arid. Have you done the walkathon before?
I haven't. I
Uh-huh.
got here in June of last year.
Ah, okay,
So
gotcha.
it was
You just
after.
missed it.
Yes, I did.
Yep. So the walkathon is coming up on May 27th.
Yes.
Will you have a pledge sheet? Are you pledging?
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
be for sure.
So if someone wants to donate to you,
Yes.
so if someone wants to donate to Jess, how can they find you? Should we just get them to get in touch with Sandy and they
Yeah.
want to donate on yeah, so if
That
you
would
want
definitely work.
so Jess is going to be walking on May 27th. If you want to donate on Jess's sheet, reach out to Sandy's email that I'm putting in the bottom of the screen right now, and she will show you how to pledge on Jess's sheet. Now you have to walk. Now it's you've said it on
Yeah,
camera.
well, that's fine.
So you're living at Ash now,
Yeah.
and then eventually you're going to move on from Ash. What does that feel like?
Oh, it feels intimidating,
Uh-huh.
but it feels freeing as well. It feels like I've never really been on my own. So the thought of that is special, but also just very nerve-wracking. But it's exciting because like I'm an adult and I want I want to try to be the best adult that I can be. But it's intimidating. It's intimidating.
How much longer do you have at Ash?
I got there in December.
Yep.
So
And you're allowed to stay there for how long?
a year?
And then at the end of the year, do they say apply for another year or sayonara?
I have no idea,
Me neither.
honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
I've filled out like application forms for housing and that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So I think the goal is to try to find me something else
Mhm.
in the meantimes. But
And working?
definitely,
Uh-huh.
I'm not working at the moment, but I have the opportunity to work for sure.
Yep.
And like I definitely want to look for
What
employment.
do you
but
want to do? What do you want?
I don't know, small term, like working at some type of retail store would be fine.
Uh-huh.
But what I really want, like in my life, is either to work with elderly people, like a PSW,
Mm-hmm.
or I would love to work in like recovery.
Right.
Like that would
Right.
be the ideal kind of job.
Yep. so easy to get a PSW job right now. There's
Absolutely.
a few schoolings and certificates to get, but like just to have a desire to work with the elderly like that's really really cool. Um, if when you stay in recovery, you're gonna get plenty of recovery work. People are always gonna ask you to do these interviews
Yeah.
and come back to the Wednesday meetings and sponsor. Are you sponsoring anybody?
No, I'm not. I am
That's
not.
always a fun next step.
I know. I'm super excited to be able to have that
Uh
opportunity.
huh.
Like it's just yeah,
Yep.
it would be insane.
Yeah, the best is yet to come
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Um, we were kind of talking quick numbers with Christine. What we talked about the desire chip, how small that number is, the people that stay in, and then the numbers of success stories come through Wish, and it's just like hold on to that nice and tightly.
Yeah.
It's really really cool. Um, I'd imagine there's other hard things that are going to come up with your kids and their dad and your family and
Yeah.
all that stuff, but um, I don't know. I love these experiences and like the women that the Wish House produces. Like it's just something a little bit special. Um, oh yeah, I can't wait to hear you working at a treatment center or PSW and stuff like that, and be able to give you a high five that like you got that next one. So I'll be there for that. Um, so if people are thinking, should I donate or not donate to this walkathon? What would you say to them?
I would say that they should definitely consider donating
Why?
because this house changes lives.
Hmm.
If you are willing and ready, it absolutely transforms a struggling caterpillar into a butterfly. And without the help of the community and people donating, it would be struggling. And then how can you help girls if you're struggling yourself?